Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Please, first of all, welcome to Malacanang for this oath-taking ceremony of the Vice Mayors. Will all those taking their oath please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, your name, having been elected to the position of your position, do hereby solemnly swear that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of my present position and of all others I may hereafter hold under the Republic of the Philippines, that I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I shall obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees constituted by the promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines. And I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President. May we invite the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., to deliver his speech.
Good afternoon. Please take your seat. First of all, let me address, of course, all of you and congratulate the newly elected officers, officials of the Vice Mayors League of the Philippines. You are my fellow workers in government, and today you are our distinguished guests. Because your assumption into office is a reflection of the trust and confidence that has been bestowed upon you by your peers. It speaks of their belief in your capacity to foster partnership, to lead with purpose, and to uphold excellence within your organization. Since 1988, the VMLP has stood as a very important partner to advance effective and responsive local legislation. Through collaboration with national, local, and international stakeholders, you have contributed to boosting the capabilities of our local legislative bodies and in promoting meaningful local autonomy. And yet, the work ahead remains as important as it always has been. Because across the Philippines, many local government units continue to face limitations in administrative, financial, and technical capacity. And these constraints affect your ability to fully perform devolved functions and to deliver services to the people efficiently. This is reflected in data. Only 29% of LGUs passed the seal of good local governance in last 2023. And for those that did not make it, the challenges were gaps in financial, administration, disaster preparedness, and social protection systems. At the same time, local fiscal autonomy is still quite constrained. In 2021, 64% of LGUs were dependent on the national tax allotment, while externally sourced revenues accounted for 71% of their operating income. Beyond this, the transition to digital governance remains uneven. Many LGUs continue to face inadequate infrastructure, poor internet connectivity, and limited ICT resources. This is very important because with what the national government is doing is to digitalize and to make as many functions in terms of the contact between citizens and government at every level to be as easy as possible and to be digital if possible. only because we can do more, we can do more, we can do it more efficiently. We can watch our funds much better when it is digital. And there are safeguards that with digital transactions that we do not have when it comes to normal face-to-face transactions. One of the simple principles that we are trying to follow is to remove as much discretion in terms of the decision making as possible, so that you do not need to have fixers. You do not need. You do not worry about abuse in the practice of these issuances, let's say, of certificates, of licenses, of permits, and those kinds of things that really make a very, very big difference and cause a lot of problems for our people. And simply, the efficiency is very clear. If you can do it over the internet, you do not have to find a way to go to the office. How many provinces, the regional offices, national offices are regional, and the regional office is, I don't know, 6 hours, 8 hours by jeepney away from where you have to go. And then you will be told to return after the first day because you need 3 more signatures, so you have to do that, etc. Alam naman natin lahat yan. Alam natin ang sitwasyon ng tao. So I only bring this up to point out how important the digitalization is. Because even if national government is fully digitalized, and we are getting there, at saka malapit na yung ating we have already issued around 90 million of the national IDs. And that will be the most important document that any Filipino will have, because that national ID will give them access to all of the services of government, to all of the transaction in government. Already, for example, sa BSP, Bangko Sentral, the large majority of their transactions are digital. In many other cases, most of the transactions are already digital. And we have already seen how the efficiency has improved. And that's why local government has to keep up. Now, I understand very well that local government, as I mentioned earlier in my remarks, there is a difficulty with funding for many local governments. And so the national government is willing to help. And that is why we have brought out so many programs. We have issued in turn, it is the national government's responsibility to increase the coverage of internet. But beyond that, in the GIDA areas, where there is no market even. So, the local, ang nangyari dyan is that the private service providers, sabi, wala kaming customer. Ba't kami magtatayo ng tower? Ba't kayo sabi namin, we always compare, just chicken and egg yan eh. Pagka linagyan nyo, magkaka-customer kayo. Pag inantay nyo yung customer, talagang walang mangyayari doon sa tower, etc., etc. So what we have done this, we are distributing SD cards, sinimula natin sa mga eskwelahan, and then we will increase that program to the GIDA areas so that we are giving away we are giving away SIM cards with something, I think it's 50 gigabytes per month or something like that for each facility. But again, if the local government still does not have the capability of interacting on a digital level with the rest of government, they will be left behind. And that's why I'm stressing that we, the national government, will do all we can to help. Alam naman namin that you don't all have IT experts in your staff na magtatayo nito mga systems na ito. So we do have them in the national government and even in the private sector. Magpatulong tayo sa mga eskwelahan, sa mga technical schools to help us with that. So we are trying to put everything together. But I hope that you keep these priorities in mind. Because, and besides, compounding these issues is the persistent ambiguity in the delineation of functions between national agencies and LGUs. And that's why, because of it is a combination of the provisions in the local government code, one, and then the Mandanas ruling, which I think everybody is familiar with. And right now, we are still having to uh, uh, modify, amend, go through the IRR of that the way the ruling is going to be applied. And what we have done, we have come to the conclusion that the way to delineate functions between national and local is those that belong to a program that is national in nature will be attended to by national. However, local projects, of course, will be up to the local government officials, and hopefully, once we apply the Bandanas ruling, we actually have already applied the Bandanas ruling, but since we were using 3 years before, we were looking at 2020. Ang koleksyon ng gobyerno noong 2020, alam naman ninyo, napakababa dahil COVID, dahil sa COVID. Kaya't wala kayong naramdaman na increase. Although technically applied na yung share na increase ng local government, wala naman naramdaman dahil yun na nga, dahil wala naman masyadong koleksyon nung 2020. But as the years will go on, you will begin to see that. And so now we have to be very clear what is the responsibility of national government and what is the responsibility of local government. We also recognize that not all most LGUs have similar problem, have common problem, na pare-parehong problema. But no LGU is the same as any other LGU. So we will have to find solutions different for each one. And again, we have to be more open, and even siyempre, yung mga inaalala natin, makukuha kami kasi the rules are like that, and meron na kulang yung documentation namin. Yun talaga, that's really on the part of national. We're trying very hard to streamline all that. And mahirap kasi one of the main problems I'm sure that we will all agree in COA dahil ang dami-daming rules at mahirap magkamali kasi madali magkamali dahil sa dami ng rules contradictory na, patong-patong na yung mga batas, mga regulation. Kung talagang I'm sure, I don't know if it's the same with you, but we would have departments na sa mga sa amin, department namin, kalahati nung nasa department, ginagawa lang yung report para sa COA. Para tinitiyak nila na hindi sila nagka-problema, hindi sila makukowa. In other words, hindi maki-question yung kanilang mga accounting. And instead of having those people, instead of working on a report and just making sure that all the comma is in the right place, all of the date is correct, the spelling of the project is correct, all of these things, imbis na nagtatrabaho sila, actually serving the people, they're spending all of their time on this. Which you'd understand also kasi pag hindi magandang pagkagawa, babalik yan, uulitin na naman. Pagdating ng Enero, pupuntahan ka na naman ng COA at sasabihin, paano nangyari dito? Bakit ayusin natin ito? Ano bang problema? So that's the problem that we are facing. But we are nagkakaroon ng conflict because we also have to expect the local government code, RA 7160. Marami na rin dyan mga concepts that are obsolete. Just like sa population, sa the definition of an HUC, the definition of province, lalo na pagpapasok ng BARM, meron na naman tayong bagong another kind of hybrid system. So there's a lot that we need to attend to. And we can only do it kung magandang communications natin, buong internet natin. We are all able to talk to one another. All of these problems strike to the heart of governance, of accountability, and the delivery of services. And that's why we have taken many steps to address this situation. In collaboration with the ULAP, the DILG, and the DepDev, we are pursuing necessary amendments to the local government code that clarify the responsibilities, strengthen the accountability, and enhance the fiscal capacities of LGUs. In parallel, we are improving coordination between national and local government units. We are supporting LGUs in digitalizing both frontline services and also the back-end systems. So let me highlight some of the initiatives that we have taken for LGUs. We have enacted the Automatic Income Classification of Local Governments Units Act. It institutionalizes the automatic income classification of LGUs. Essentially, yung first class, second class, we're also reclassifying that because I don't know if any of you may have experienced it, but we have experienced it in my province. Walang gusto, yung mga second class municipality ayaw mag first class. Kasi siyempre, yung subsidy, mababawasan, hindi ba, yung tulong ng national government. So sabi ko, we should change that. We should reward success. Kung magandang performance, mas lalo natin tutulungan. O magpatulong ang iba, yung maliliit, doon sa more successful ones. And that's something that we are trying to have a look at. So besides that, Executive Order 103 was issued last year. This extends full devolution of national government functions to LGUs until 2028. This provides the necessary time to build capacity and because we recognize that there's different levels of readiness with the different LGUs. Kagaya ng sabi ko, alam naman natin, iba-ibang ang lagay ng iba't ibang LGU. So we will of course try to take as much of that into account as we can. We also launched the Electronic LGU System, or ELGU, to help LGUs digitalize frontline services. And this enables citizens to access permits, tax documents, civil registry records, business clearances. Lahat ito will be able to be done online. As of the end of December last year, over 942 LGUs have already become part of the ELGU system. In February of this year, we launched sa Bagong Pilipinas, Bawat Bayan Makikinabang. This expands the Local Government Support Fund na matagal na nating naririnig kayo in your municipalities, kami in my province, my LGSF, matagal na natin naririnig. At lagi kaming nagtataka bakit may local government support fund, yung mga local government di naman nakikita kung nasaan yung fund na yan. Kaya we have expanded the LGSF to empower LGUs to implement critical programs yourselves, from rice distribution and healthcare infrastructure to rural electrification. Also, we will extend assistance to our barangays through the Social Civic Projects Fund. This is guided by our commitment to inclusive and lasting progress. Each barangay will receive a one-time educational grant of 100,000 pesos, alongside an equal amount dedicated to priority capital outlay projects identified by the community itself. And so we have the mandated expenditure on the Bigas program for the barangays. But yung naiwan dun, they can also put it to Bigas or they can use it for something else. That is up to them. And this is again to give the local governments more of a hand in running their local communities. So this will equip LGUs with the tools, the resources, and the clarity of mandate that they need to serve effectively. And more importantly, they are designed to unlock the full potential of LGUs, make you more self-reliant, make you more responsive, and more competitive. But beyond policies and programs, real progress depends on people. So let this gathering further deepen your commitment to public service. Sa mga opisyal ng VMLP, pagpatuloy ninyo ang diwa ng pagkakaisa, pagtutulungan at malasakit bayan. Palakasan natin ang ugnayan sa pagitan ng lokal at pambansang pamahalaan upang mas epektibo natin matugunan ang pangangailangan ng bawat komunidad. Sana manatili kayong matatag at porsigido sa inyong paglilikod, lalo na ngayong maraming krisis na kinakaharap ng bansa dahil sa tensyon na nangyayari sa gitnang silangan. Patuloy nating gabayan at suportahan ang ating mga mamamayan hanggang sa sama-sama natin malampasan ang mga pagsubok na ito. Let us together shape a future marked by accountable governance, by responsive public services, and inclusive opportunities for every Filipino to thrive in dignity and to become his best. Maraming salamat at mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you, Mr. President. May we request the President to kindly grant us photo opportunity. May we call on the National Executive and Board officers to please proceed in front to join the President for the photo opportunity. Thank you. Thank you. And now, may we call on regional presidents and national officers. Thank you. And thank you very much, Mr. President, and congratulations to the Vice Mayors League of the Philippines National Executive Officers. And that concludes our oath-taking ceremony. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.